Happy holidays from In Edina, a program about the people, places, and activities in Edina. I'm your host, Lillian McDonald. We bring you this special holiday broadcast from Bachman's flagship store at 60th and Lyndale. And joining us to get ready for the season first, our guest, Larry Farr, Marketing and Merchandise Director from Bachman's. Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Thanks for having us here. We are decked out from top to bottom. Everything you need indoors and out. We are ready to go.
And I tell you what, we could all use a little help getting ready for the holidays. Things change from season to season. What's it all about this year?
This year is really about a return to tradition, very traditional. As the economy kind of got bad, people are turning to things they remember from their childhood, traditional colors, all very popular this year.
Still red and green?
Still red and green, definitely. Always red and green of some form. What we're really seeing, and we've got an example of it over here, is red and green together. But we're seeing everything from dark green to like a lime green, all layered together. The same thing with red. We're seeing medium reds to almost burgundy reds, but not quite burgundy, all put together. And this look, we've got plaid here. This is very popular this year. You think of the Scotty dog and all of that, but all the various plaids, and you're actually mixing the plaids up together to create a look. So very, very popular
Pretty basic
this year.
Too.
Yep.
And silver still in, of course.
Silver is still the metal that's very popular, but you're seeing it mixed with pewter colors, and we've layered it with some greens, and these are a brighter green right here, but almost a real earthy green too, layered with that. So very popular. We're starting to see gold, though, come back as a popular metal color for Christmas. It's kind of been out of trend for a few years, but that's coming back as well.
Wow, and this was very basic here.
Yep, very basic. This is a very traditional, and I call this upscale lodge look. It's not country, it's not woodland, it's a very upscale lodge-y kind of look. So think of like a mountain lodge, and that's the look that we're going with there.
Gives you kind of an earthy feel. Nice. Now, these are all indoor decorations that we're going to show off today, but probably one of the biggest challenges that people have is the simplest thing, decorating the tree.
Yeah, we're going to do some decorating tips. The most important thing on decorating a tree is the one you should spend the most on is lighting. Now, we're using a permanent tree, but the same tips apply to a real tree. What you want to do is create depth of lighting, and what you have to do is imagine my body as a tree, okay? You're going to start at the trunk, and you're going to go out. My arm is a branch. You're going to go out on a branch with the lights. You're going to loop it once at the end. You go back in on that same branch. So you're going out on a branch, in on a branch, and then go to the next branch.
And that's how you get the depth.
That's how you create the depth of lighting. You want to start at the top of the tree and work down. The reason you want to start at the top and go down is when you get to the bottom, if you have lots of lights left over, you can work them in a lot easier at the bottom than if you go to the top where all of a sudden you have all those lights and you don't know what to do with it.
And it's a time taker, but it's worth the look.
Very much worth it. Now,
and you can create more depth with decorations.
Yes,
then,
with
right?
ornaments, yep. And what we're going to do is start with the inexpensive glass balls that you're going to actually tuck way inside the tree. So take those ornaments and put them way inside on the inside branches to again create some depth. Then you're going to take your more expensive ornaments, or maybe the ornaments your kids made for you, and the ones you really want to show off, those are going to go on the outside of the tree. And then one of my favorite things is to take the clip-on birds and put those on the branches, and they stick up. I love putting clip-on ornaments on the tree, and that's how you would decorate a tree in a designer style. Yep.
Yeah, finish it up. Beautiful. What other things can we look for in the house? And one thing we should talk about is what if I don't have a lot? Should I centralize items in one spot or spread them out everywhere?
What you want to do if you don't have a lot of ornaments and decorations is focus them in on one area. You don't have to put up a tree necessarily, but you could take a garland, hang the ornaments on your fireplace, but take everything you have and focus it on that mantle, or take it and focus it on the buffet. Rather than scattering things all over the house, create that wow, create some impact, create focus points. Really do that by focusing things together to create some wow.
Now some gifts. Some nice little treats to give folks this year.
And really what we're seeing in gift giving is people are still going to give gifts this year, even with the economy like it is. But people are thinking practical, they're thinking usable, they're thinking functional, and that's what all of these gifts are that I've got here today.
And I love this one here. This fits all those bills.
The Nellie's laundry detergent. I love this stuff. Everything comes out so clean. It's all natural, and everything smells so fresh when you use this. So you might
And
not think
it's
of getting
small little
laundry
area.
detergent.
You just drop one in, and the
And it
load you
washes,
go. There you
and you're
go.
ready-
Very
you're good to
practical, and the
go.
canister serves as something to store later.
Yep,
Nice.
exactly. Then we've got some things for the kitchen. Now, everybody's been looking, and you were looking at this.
Yeah.
This is actually a melamine cup. It looks like the paper cup that you get with your
did.
coffee.
I thought somebody
It's
left
got
it on the table
lid
by
on top.
accident.
What a great gift this would be to put your coffee in.
Reusable, very green.
Reusable.
Nice.
Yep. Then moving on to some other kitchen things. I love these kitty cat measuring cups right here. Those are very functional and usable. And then we've got the the teaspoon and all the measuring spoons in the flower pot. All of these actually come from 180 Degrees, a company based right here in Minneapolis.
Nice. Candles are wonderful.
Yep, one of my favorite candles, and I'm not big on scents, but I love this.
It's very natural.
From the Times company,
Very
also a
natural.
local company. It's their Fraser Fir scent. If you have a permanent tree in your house and you light one of those candles, everybody's going to think you have a real Christmas tree in your house. I guarantee that.
And here's some basics. We've got some canisters that can sit on the kitchen counter, serve as a spice.
Yeah, they
spice
can use
holder.
a spice rack or take the corks out, put a little bit of water and drop some flowers in there and create this grouping of little flower stems
Be a
in
little
there.
creative.
Very usable.
Another practical gift for those of us that want to make sure the birds have something to
Yep,
eat.
and this is a hummingbird feeder, a great gift to give a hummingbird feeder. Someone would put this out in the summer, or bird feeders. Bird feeders and bird feed, what a great gift. This hummingbird feeder comes all together in a kit. You actually get the cleaning brush with it as well, which is very, very helpful.
Everybody should have one of these, just so we can watch how cold it gets in the winter.
Exactly, the Galileo thermometer. Actually, you could watch those fall as the temperature gets colder, but those are lots of fun. And you know what? Kids love these things as well. They're intrigued by how they work.
What else do we have left?
This is a functional picture frame, but this is actually reclaimed wood. In China, they cut down the trees, but they hadn't been using all the roots in the lower part of the tree. They're now paying farmers to harvest those trees, dig them out. So these are actually reclaimed wood.
Wonderful.
And make a wonderful picture frame.
Matches by the fireplace, of
Matches,
course, and a
yep.
decorative canister. And is this a puzzle? or
We've got puzzles here. We've also got games are very
Yeah.
popular.
Sing along.
Sing along and the Yule log. This has got the DVD that you would put in and you watch the fire
nice.
on your TV. So yeah, isn't that? But games are also very popular. And then one other thing for the fireplace, if you have the real fireplace, is the fire color cones. You put these in, it creates the fire, the various colors in your
Different
fireplace.
colors. Wow, Larry, so many things to choose from, and we can get help right here at Bachman's if we need it throughout the holiday season. I thank you so much for your time and expertise.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you too. Well, this is the season to give and receive, and there are lots of things to shop for in Edina this year. Joining us to talk about some of the gifts you might be able to give or get, Rachel Hubbard, Executive Director for the 50th in France Business and Professional Association. Thanks for joining us on Edina.
Thanks for having
Happy
me.
holidays.
Same to you.
Wow, there are a lot of things to look at.
We have lots of great unique gifts.
How many different shops can we buy from?
175.
In Edina alone.
Yep, just in the 50th in France area.
175. Why buy local?
You know, I think it's really important to support the community and to support the locally independent businesses, because without our support, they would have to close their doors. So we want to make sure that we can support them this
That's what
holiday
makes
season.
everything go around, of course.
Exactly.
What I like about getting gifts from a local shop is it's unique. You can't get it in a big box store. They all offer
Absolutely.
pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
And so there are lots of unique things to get.
Yes,
that
and I
you
have
would
lots of
normally
unique
get.
things here too.
Well, let's see just a few of them, okay? Let's start over here.
Okay. I have some clutches from Fringe. They come in all kinds of assorted colors, and they're only $20. So it's a great gift for a teen.
Perfect.
And then
Accessories.
also from Fringe, we have a pearl and chain necklace, which is only $40. Pearls and chains are really big this
I'm
year.
seeing that a lot, where you have a lot of mix and match.
Yep, absolutely. So you can also get this at Fringe. And then moving along, we have 2 items from Live, Laugh, Love, which is another gift store at 50th
Love
in
that
France.
shop, Live,
I
Laugh,
do
Love.
too. This jewelry line is really special. It's Kuzari. It's an organization in Africa, and they employ women from Kenya. And their whole mission is to get the women empowered and give them a job. And right now they have 350 women now that are employed.
Wow.
All of these beads are hand done. They hand paint them and bead them themselves. And all of these are between $30 and $100.
Wonderful.
And then we have Bachgard leather products. So you can do a tote, there's a cell phone case here, a cute little purse.
Nice soft leather.
Yep, and they're all in neutral, soft colors.
So that'll go with just about anything.
Exactly. And then we have jewelry from Robert Foote Jeweler.
Oh, who doesn't like getting jewelry at
I know,
Christmas
I
time?
would love it. It's all custom pieces. So we have a ring right here that is diamond and platinum gold. And then we also have earrings that are sapphires and platinum. And then a beautiful diamond 14 karat gold bracelet. And all of these pieces are custom made. So you don't have to just get what you see here. You can walk in and say, you know, I'd love to work with you on a special design.
Bring a little design on a piece of paper and walk out
Absolutely.
with your own very unique piece of jewelry. Wow.
Yep,
Wonderful.
absolutely. We also have a great little gift box from Salon Aura. They have all Aveda products. There's the foot and hand relief. So it's a great gift for a working mom or dad.
After shopping all day and you've got some sore feet.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. We have another great gift store and home accessory store called Gather. We have 3 items from that store. There's a handmade tile from Eva Horton, and they come in different kinds of fruits and vegetables. They're all one of a kind. And
This
then
is really unique.
yeah, that's a Afghanistan spice box. And traditionally, they used it to put valuable spices in. They're all made from the native woods from the area.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
That's really neat.
And
Where's
it's
that from?
Gather.
Okay, Gather.
And then also from Gather, we have a frame from Two's Company. It's a enamel frame, and it goes, you know, in any contemporary or, you know, any living room setting. And it's really nice when you can put your favorite black and white photo in there. It looks good. And then also, if you don't want to forget your pets, which of course you don't want
the
to,
four-legged little
Yeah.
friends we have.
we have Bonaventure, which is a cat
sweet
and
toys.
a cat and dog supply store, and they have some great little squeaky toys. This one is all organic dyes and fabric, and they're only $15.
Good enough to eat.
Yeah, good enough to eat. And then we also have a great store called Cosbar. It's a cosmetic boutique, and they have a great product that is special to them. It's called Creme de Olives. It's a very rich moisturizing cream, and it's full of nutrients and age-defying cream potion.
It smells beautiful.
Yeah, so you can get that at Cosbar. And then they also, with gift of purchase, you can get a nice little gift bag there.
And of course, a little cheer to complement meals that you may be having.
Yes, and that's at Edina Liquor.
Okay. They have a beautiful wine selection, and they also have some experts there to help you decide if you don't know what you're looking for when you go in.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Well, Rachel, so much to choose from. I know you couldn't bring everything. We really appreciate the sampling, though. There'll be some special holiday shopping hours as well, right?
There will be. Starting November 28th after the annual tree lighting ceremony, which is at 6 o'clock, we'll be open every Thursday until 8 o'clock through the month of December.
Plus normal business hours.
Absolutely.
All right. Shop till you drop, and keep it local if you can.
Thanks.
Rachel, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Same to you.
During the holiday season, lots of parties, lots of fun, but we want everyone to be safe and healthy this holiday season. And an important message going on in the school system is stay sober. And joining us to talk about that message and the program at Edina High School are Allie Eichhoff and Jack McLennan, both seniors in Edina High School and members of Sober Squad. Welcome.
Thanks.
Happy holidays.
Thanks.
What is Sober Squad for those who might not know?
Sober Squad is a group of high school students that we go around and talk to elementary school and middle school age kids about the benefits of being sober and how much fun you can have without being under the influence of alcohol.
And that's an important message, obviously, not just for kids, frankly, but for everybody, adults as well. And younger folks look up to you as mentors, and so your message carries through them, and that's kind of the whole idea of the program, is to bring it through your senior year. Is there as much pressure to drink at the high school level these days as there was back in my day?
Well, it used to be that you had to be cool if you drank, or you had to drink if you were cool. But now sobriety is kind of sweeping through Edina High School, and kids are realizing that being sober is fun, and you don't have to drink to be popular.
Allie, there's ways to promote that message too, even if you're in a party situation. What are some ideas for adults and for youth?
Well, if you're going on the holiday ways, adults can keep the alcohol away from the kids and kind of promote other drinks. You can have pop, water, whatever anyone else wants, and just keep the kids away from it. And also just for the younger kids, it's just kind of saying no. And
Yeah,
that's
we want to
about it.
model good behavior as parents or as adults, and then, of course, act appropriately. Don't drink and drive is a common message.
Yep.
Even when you think it's okay, it's really not cool. You also have a campaign that really brings that message home visually, and it's as simple as the Red Ribbon Campaign.
Yep.
Allie's, it's Mothers Against Drunk Driving sponsors
Yep,
this,
that's
right?
correct. Yep,
Okay.
and we're actually handing them out about a week or two before Thanksgiving this year, and it's just kind of supporting, not drinking and driving around the holiday season and in general. So,
And so people tie them in their hair.
yep, tie them in their hair, put them on their backpacks, tie them around their cars, anywhere you can show them off.
So schools will be passing those out as well
Yep.
from Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and it's a nice little symbol and a cool reminder that, hey, you don't have to drink to be cool, and you can drink responsibly if you dare drink at all this holiday season. I thank you both very much for your efforts and keeping this message strong in the school and for years beyond and at college next year as well. Thanks
you.
for joining us.
Thank you.
Holiday gatherings bring more people and parties together, and that means accidents can happen, and more of them do during the holiday season. How do we prevent them? Joining us to tell us how, Jeff Garfin, Fire Inspector from Edina Fire Department. Welcome to Edina. Happy holidays to you.
Thanks. Same to you.
Appreciate it. So, more accidents during the holiday season, true?
Yeah, we get more accidents and more fire type emergency calls between Thanksgiving and Christmas
From
and
the
New Year's.
typical things like...
Unattended cooking is the #1 cause of,
Really?
of household fires, and you start getting a house full of people and you have something on the stovetop and you want to go in and open presents or sing a carol or something and you forget about it. All of a sudden the smoke detectors are going off and you've got a fire in your kitchen.
And
So-
that's a big problem.
Yep, so if you're cooking, you stay with it.
Stay with
or
the
take
stove.
it off and shut it
Yeah.
off when you leave.
Or put a family member in charge
Yep.
of it if you've got to go to the other room
Right.
too. And the common things that happen to fireplaces, more people are lighting the fireplace.
A lot more fires, and that's a big thing is that you need to have your chimneys cleaned at least once a year, especially the people that use their fireplaces more and more because the smoke that comes out of the fire builds up inside the chimney, and we get a high number of chimney fires where the fire actually is in the wall behind the chimney because of the heat. And
And you don't know it.
we
until
don't know
it's-
until sometimes it's the next morning. People wake up and they've got some smoke, or the room's warm and they feel the wall and it's warm because it's not a fire that presents itself right away.
Wow, that could really, really turn
Yeah.
into a serious
That's-
situation.
Keeping the fire small is a big one too. Don't get big fires going in your fireplace. They're not built for that.
Now, trees, people bring in live trees.
Live trees are real popular. A big thing that people don't do is when they bring them home, they need to cut off the first inch off the bottom.
This is actually a city code, isn't it?
It's actually in the state fire code. It's really not enforceable to households, but if it's in there for, if Bachman's here were to have one or something, they would have to do that. The same way when you buy flowers, you cut off, a little bit off the bottom so it can absorb water and last a little longer. Same with the tree. If you cut off that bottom part, it can absorb the water and stay fresher longer.
Yeah, people don't realize how fast trees dry out. I mean, you need to check the water every day.
Oh yeah. In the winter months, there's so low humidity. I mean, you know when you touch your hand, you get a shock. There's no humidity, so that water will evaporate real fast, especially if you have fires going and the heat's up, that sort of thing. So you
I
need
know
to
for me
check.
with the wreaths, I hang wreaths up, and you can water those too. I just take a spray bottle and just try to, keep them moist as best as I can. Other common things, candles. I'm sure people are lighting candles to be festive.
Candles are real big during the holiday season, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or Hanukkah with the menorah. So you just have to be real conscious of where your candles are. If you have pets or kids, you have to be careful. A candle on the table with a tablecloth and a little toddler comes along and pulls it, you've got an issue. Even some of the centerpieces that people put candles into, we've had candles burned down where we've had fires in Edina that have started the centerpiece on fire.
Wow.
So you have to be real careful about that. We suggest not using real candles. You can get realistic ones
Battery
that are
operated,
battery
yeah,
operated with light
they're
bulbs that
nice.
are a lot safer.
Space heaters too are something else that people will use to heat their homes, or even leaving the stove open is an issue as
Yep.
well.
People open their ovens to heat the house sometimes. And if you have a gas oven, now you're getting the CO into your house. And there is a state law now that you have to have CO detectors within 10 feet of a sleeping area. It's the same buoyancy as air, so If you have a leak downstairs, it will get upstairs and your alarm will detect it. We need to change those batteries once a year, the same as we do smoke detectors. And smoke detectors now, by law, have to be in every sleeping room, in hallways, top of stairs. You don't want them in your kitchen. You don't want them right outside of bathrooms because then we'll get false alarms.
I know, and people pull the battery out and they forget to put it in. I'm sure you've seen that accident.
Around the holidays, you know, you put marshmallows on top of your sweet potatoes and they start to burn a little bit and you get smoke and the detector goes off and it's annoying with companies. So you take the battery out and now all of a sudden 3 days later you forgot to put it back in. There's a fire, you don't know about it.
I'm going to put a fire plug in for making sure that you look out for senior citizens and those who might forget or can't reach anymore.
Right.
So change the batteries and help them out as well. Anything else, Jeff, that we should consider as we are safe this holiday season?
Well, a lot of things. You had mentioned space heaters. If you do use them, make sure they are at least 3 feet away from anything that can catch fire. A lot of times people put them right next to their bed or right at the foot of their bed, a little too close to the blanket. They fall asleep and now that heat can actually start a fire. Extension cord use, that's a big thing. You have to look at the UL listing for lights and extension cords. If it's listed for indoor use, do not use it for your outdoor Christmas lights. And look at the lights themselves. The incandescent lights get very hot, and if you have a dried out tree, you can start looking at the issues. The new LED lights don't get hot and work much, much better.
Wonderful. Jeff, thanks so much for a safe tip and a safe message this holiday season. All the best to you and your family as well.
Same to you. Thanks.
Thanks. Every year we hear the bell, and this year you can ring the bell. The Salvation Army needs some volunteers. Annette Bauer, PR Director from Minnesota and North Dakota Sally Army, is here to talk about just that, volunteering. Thanks so much for joining us. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
You've got a lot of kettles around town.
Just in the Twin Cities, we have 400 kettles that are out every single day, November 12th through to December 24th. That adds up to a lot of time at those kettles. To be exact, 100,000 hours of bell ringing time, and we need volunteers.
Wow, and that means you, and that means all ages too, right?
You know what? This is one of the best family activities that I can think of at Christmas time, because what the kettle symbolizes for people is that there's need out there, and what it means when you put the money is that you're making a difference. You're helping someone who is less fortunate than you are, and that's a great lesson for kids. And you know what? What kid doesn't want to grab that bell and make noise? And you know what? And it's okay. It's not in your house, right? It's outside. It's a good thing.
It is. And you know what? These are tough times, but it also gives you an opportunity to give and to help somebody else who's less fortunate. And some of the positions are paid positions that Sally Army puts together, but then volunteers, and then some of the folks that actually benefit from the kettle earnings are hired to do this work. Talk a little bit about where this money goes.
Well, that's really a good point, because you're always thinking, people say, hey, I always put money in that kettle. Not really sure exactly what you do with it, but I put money in the kettle. Well, let me tell you what. We help every single night in the Twin Cities alone. 850 people rely on us for a place to sleep. Every single day, 2,100 hot meals. Last year, we had 40,000 families come to our food shelves. And the list goes on and on. We have daycares, we have senior care, and we like to think that we're there as a last resort for people. Many times, they don't know where else to turn. Come to the Salvation Army for help.
You've got a big budget that you raise for. What's the annual budget for the?
For the Twin Cities, it's $29 million.
Wow.
And just at Christmas time, we hope to raise in that little kettle $8.7 million. That's our Christmas goal right now. And that's a lot of money, and we understand that. But the need is great. We are seeing about a 30% increase in people coming to us for help.
Sure.
And sometimes at our food shelves, up to 150% increase.
Absolutely. So it's clearly a good cause and a way to get involved and give back something to the community. People can sign up. Going to the website seems to be the easiest because you can actually pick your place.
Right. And that's great. I like to be in control of that, and I like to do things at like midnight. You know, when I'm ready, when I've got some time on my hands, thesalarmy.org. You can pick the city that you live in. Then it'll come up with a list of all the locations. It'll show you the open times. And we tell people that it's a 2-hour slot minimum just because we have to fill 10 hours every single day. But you know what? If you can't stand out there for 2 hours, say, hey, I can do an hour. I'm going to find somebody to go with me and say, you do an hour, I'll do an hour, and there you go. Or take a whole day and do it with a business.
What a great idea for businesses to kind of bring teams together and support the Salvation Army by ringing the bell. Where did this whole bell ringing can idea come from anyway?
Well, first of all, it started many, many years ago, and we got the idea from the Simpson pot that was started in London, England, and that's where the Salvation Army began, in London in 1865. Well, one of the officers of the Salvation Army was in San Francisco, and they were doing a food line, making soup. They ran out of food, so he put a pot outside.
Interesting.
And hoping people would put food in, and they started throwing money in, and it was
Voila.
like, voila, the kettle. They
Salvation
added
Army
a
kettle
little
was
bell
born.
to it to bring attention to it, and it was a great opportunity for volunteers.
Well, Annette, thank you very much for your time, your service with the Salvation Army, and get out there and volunteer, grab a bell, and help some other folks out. We
You
really
will be making a
appreciate
big
it.
difference.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on
Thank you.
Edina. Happy holidays to
Happy
you.
holidays.
We hope you've enjoyed our special holiday broadcast. We'd like to thank Bachman's for letting us bring you this show from their beautiful flagship store at 60th and Lyndale. Thanks to all of our guests and to you for watching. I'm your host, Lillian McDonald. From all of us at Edina, we hope you have a happy and safe holiday season.